Cheers. Time for a collection update. Why not? I've got a couple of stuff in the last couple of days and weeks, so I'm gonna share it to you before I file it away. I've listened to that plenty. First of all, in the background, I'm gonna try it again. I got a copyright strike on that Sacrosanct demo I played in my last video. I'm gonna try it again. What we are listening to is a demo from 1983. And the band is called Shell Shock. Into the Inferno. You haven't heard of Shell Shock? The band 1 year later became Dark Angel and their 1984 demo. So this is, yeah, the Dark Angel and the Dark Angel in 84 and a Shell Shock 83 demo. That's what we're listening to in the background. Okay, let's get a couple of CDs out of the way. I think these first two I'm gonna do pretty quick. I picked them up from the same seller and I paid way under €5 for both of those CDs. I just wanted to get them back. I recently watched a live video by, a more recent live video by Biohazard, and I realized how much I enjoyed the songs on that. So I needed to get that back. Yeah, found it for, yeah, next to nothing. And that one as well, Madball, Demonstrating My Style. Back in the mid-90s, I listened to that stuff. I never left the thrash or death metal path. That was just an addition to my normal listening habits. This next CD, I thought I would never find a copy. A band that is near and dear to my heart. They were from the local scene back then in the early to mid 90s. I grew up with them. I have their other CD, and I thought I would never ever in my life find that demo again. This stuff is just, it's gone, period. I found a Polish seller that had that Infected Virulence first demo tape pressed on CD. Yes. Local band to me. This is, I don't know if it's official, it's OSDM music, so probably old school death metal music. This is limited to 150. It's got all the infos, all the lyrics, all the thanks lists, everything. I'm so glad I have that back in my collection. So, yeah. I just copied that on my USB stick and I played in the car over and over again because I haven't heard it in decades. I think the last time I listened to that demo tape was in, I don't know, 1997, something like that. Yeah, got it back. From the local scene, I had to order it in Poland. Okay. This next one is a little bit of a tribute to a friend of mine. I've told you the story. I was a friend of Sven, rest in peace, the singer in Flesh Crawl, and the Supreme Chaos Records. They released that one. That was his nickname, Svensson, because he always, yeah. Fleshcroll was a Swedish death metal, not a tribute. They were around at the same time, so not really a tribute, but this is a tribute to my old friend Sven Gross. This is only one song. This is the last recording he did. He hooked up with the guitar player in Revel in Flesh, and they recorded a demo version of the song Ruins. And after Sven passed away from cancer, Husky, the drummer in Asphyx, who was earlier on in Disaster, he played in Sodom, he later on recorded the drums for it. So I had to have it. Yeah. Hard one to listen to. A great song. The first half of it is more the bolt thrower worship, and the second half is, yeah, old school Swedish death metal. Svensson. The song is called Ruins. This is a one-sided because it's only one song, of course. And on the flip side, I don't know, you probably won't see that. It has a picture of Sven, and it says in memoriam Svensson Gross, 1976. He was younger than I am until 2021. Rest in peace, and see you in Valhalla. This next one, I had that as a copy tape when I was a kid, and I could never get an original pressing of it, so I didn't look any further. So last week I was at my local record store, and they had that. Yes, Roger Kjørvik has shown that in his recent update. As I'm not that much in the scene anymore, I didn't realize this has been reissued. So I saw it for 15 euros, still brand new, on Diabolic Might, limited to 500. This is extreme thrash, brutal thrash, you want to call it. The drumming on that reminds me of Cryptic Slaughter, of all things, but very chaotic drumming style on that. I'm so glad I found that. I wouldn't have known that it has been reissued. That was just a coincidence. This next one, I have the CD version of it. And in the same shop, I found Hellbringer's third album, Awakened from the Abyss. I don't know what year this came out. I always loved that CD. This is a pure fucking Hell Awaits era Slayer worship. Fuck yeah, the songs on here are great. The sound is almost as strange as Hell Awaits is. Is it a Slayer worship? You could probably call that a rip-off. If you know the band Insane and the album Wait and Pray, total Show No Mercy worship or rip-off. if you want to. This one, third, Hellbringer, total Helloweights ripoff. The older stuff is a little bit more on the black and thrash side. Actually, I've been playing those as well. So this is the first one and the second release. So I've got them as well. I found Awakened from the Abyss in the same store for a good price. So I finally pulled the trigger and got the vinyl. Released on High Roller. I did know about that release, but I was alright with the CD version. Now I've got it on LP. Have you seen Metal Mickey's latest collection update? It's about an hour long, and he was babbling on about classic albums. I enjoyed it that much. I watched it a couple of times. Of course, he's a friend of mine. I love to see him talk about his love for music anyway, so yeah. He has shown that one. And I think around the same time he got that in without knowing each other, getting this, not really knowing. I bought that as well. So yeah, it's on the Epic label. 2 EPs. Yeah, like Mike said, no, it's just one LP. And I love it. I had that, but I sold it about 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know why. I sold Lights Camera Revolution as well. I don't regret that at all. I don't like Lights Camera Revolution. That's just me. But looking back, I had to get that back. A couple of those songs are faster than anything they have done in that phase of the band, and I love it. Actually, their guitar player Mike Clark was new in the band, and he has written a good bunch of songs on here. Controlled by Hatred, Master of No Mercy, Waking the Dead. Does that sound does that ring a bell? Mike Clark has already recorded those songs earlier on the No Mercy album. This is not one I bought recently. I had that in the collection for a long time. This is Widespread Bloodshed, Love Runs Red. It has Mike Muir singing. This one came out on Suicidal Records, of course. And it has Master of No Mercy, Controlled by Hatred, and Waking the Dead. Yeah. I think the versions on that album are better than the Suicidal versions, but anyways. Another one I sold not too long ago, maybe the last 10, 15 years, something like that. And again, there's a connection to Roger Kjørvik. He bought the shirt of that. He was showing it in his last video, and that was exactly the same day as that album came in. I kept the death thrash stuff of that band, but I sold their earlier stuff, and I sold the comeback stuff as well. Hex, Under the Spell. I don't know what I was thinking when I sold that. Holy crap. The album is great from front to back. It is speedy thrash, heavy metal. I don't know, it's all combined. The solos on here are fantastic. Yes, Mike, I know. Excuse me, you don't like solos. I like the solos on here. This is the first release with Clint Bauer on guitar. Clint Bauer later became the singer. That's when they were more of a death thrash band. Of course, Clint Bauer's next band, Abscess, with Chris Reifert from Autopsy. Totally different stuff. But yeah, Under the Spell. I'm glad I have it back. And I'm glad I found it for a good price. I looked it up on Discogs. Or yeah. Old Roadrunner pressing. And if you watched Metal Mickey's video, you might have seen that one. I sent him a copy of Malice, License to Kill. That was my old copy. It's got a little saw mark. The cover was, yeah, not bad, but a little used. And I wanted to replace it at some point, because the European pressing had no inserts, nothing like that. Cheers. When I was searching for something else, I found that. For a really good price. Malice, License to Kill, a Japanese pressing. And it has, of course, all the lyrics in English and Japanese, and a little write-up that I'm gonna try to read later on. No, actually not. I discovered that album on a compilation, so there's the connection to my last two videos. We had a compilation called Time to Rock with Mötley Crüe on it. It had Metal Church, stuff like that. Malice was on it with the title track License to Kill. And I fell in love with that track already in 1987. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that album. The opening alone, Sinister Double and License to Kill in a row. Listen to those songs. Perfect. And the video timing this time was perfect as well, because the record is over and I'm ready. So, hope you like that shit that I do. If not, well, thanks for watching anyways. I'm gonna finish my beer and yeah. Think of my friend a little bit, yeah? Okay, see you next time. Good night.